Did you drive Mach-E?
What's that? What's that?
Did you drive Mach-E?
Not yet. How is it?
Ooh, it's fucking great. It's really, really great.
Can I ask? I know. I don't want to get into another tunnels shouting match, but have you driven the Model Y?
I haven't driven a Model Y. I've poked around a Model Y. I've played with things and sat in them. I haven't driven one yet. I've driven all the variants of the 3. I imagine they're similar.
So for me, the everything I didn't like about the 3, they fixed with the Y.
Well, that's good.
Including like it has a hatch where the 3 had a trunk, which was dumb, and then the like there was no headroom in the back, which is it's an SUV. So the Y, just because it's a little bit taller and it's a hatch, you get more headroom, and it drives incredibly well. So I think that's sort of like the hot comparison test is going to be what is it, Mach-E versus Model Y. These names
both Zach and I, I know. Both Zach and I were like super, super, super impressed with Mach-E, and my wife was really impressed with Mach-E also. She was, Hannah was like almost leaning towards ordering a Bronco, but she drove Mach-E and she was like, actually, this is pretty fucking sick. She was really into it, and I think I was very impressed. They actually, I think they took a lot. And our first video of 2 came out today, our dynamic video. I did a range test video that comes out on Wednesday. Spoiler alert, I did 257 miles on a charge, literally without trying. Like cruise control, 73 miles an hour, 101 north to Gaviota Beach State Park, flipped a bitch, came back, turned off at Oxnard, PCH, back all the way back to West Side, and I did a very, very easy, relaxing, and lovely 257 miles on the charge, which I found to be more than appropriate and right in line with what Ford says it'll do. So that's good. But comfy, dude, just fucking chill, comfy, quiet. I love radar cruise control, and I like to steer myself, and it was like, a really nice, progressive, smooth, not jerky radar cruise control. They did a very nice job. You're gonna really like Mach-E. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, I went to Detroit back when you were allowed to travel. Remember that? I went to Detroit, and I was like a group of journalists who got to see it really, really early on. We kind of knew they were making an electric Mustang, and so I got to see it, but they gave us the whole kind of spiel thought process behind the thing. And, and everyone, obviously went crazy because it's not a real Mustang and blah, 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 blah. However, that said, their point was, look, before we started on this road, we were making an electric car, and it was going to basically be like the Hyundai Ioniq. So, they have to do electric cars for a whole bunch of reasons. One is soon, people are that's all they're going to buy. But anyways, they're like, look, we're making a car that we don't want to build, that dealers don't want to sell, that people don't want to buy. So what at Ford is sexy, right? And they looked around. We make nothing but trucks and people movers. So, Mustang is sexy. And I think they made this decision before they started with the Bronco, obviously, because the Bronco's maybe not yet. And they said, okay, could we make a Mustang SUV that's electric? And obviously it's not the purest thing ever, but like, I think by calling it Mustang, they were forced to make it drive better than it had to. And I haven't heard that argument. That's good. Okay. And this is based on what you're saying. Seabaugh drove it and said, it's sportier than an electric SUV needs to be. And I think they had, and I think it actually looks pretty good for an SUV. I think SUVs are rarely good looking, but I agree. Certain.
Well, as Zach pointed out in our video, it's not really an SUV. It's only 3 inches taller than an RS6 Avant.
I was wrong. It was 4.5.
Oh, it's 4.5. Excuse me, 4.5. Sorry, that's in the middle, but it's not really SUV height. If you park it in your garage, it's not an SUV. It's a tall wagon, really.
And remember, that's what they're calling SUVs now. Like like the Mercedes, whatever, the all-terrain and the Audi all-road. They have 1.5-inch lifts to meet the legal definition. Station wagons.
What was cool though, Johnny, was if you turn off, we had the all-wheel drive big battery, right? If you turn off traction control, it's off. I mean, it's fully, it's just one click. No big deal. No fancy things. Just boom, one click off. And, you can see it in the video. You can huck it. You can huck it, and it's nice and progressive. It doesn't do anything funky. People thought about things. It's not bad. And this was the middle one. This is not the GT. The GT is going to really be, the GT is going to be something. Yeah. You put mag ride and real tires on this thing, this is going to be something. It's gonna be fucking mob.
Just from a corporate point of view, like if you look at, I don't know much about the new Explorer. I haven't driven it yet, but the last Explorer, you couldn't. Not only could you not turn the traction control off ever, it actually had like some kind of curve control feature.
Oh yeah,
off ramp. Because they were so worried about. Remember that when the Explorers, because the Firestone tires were over, so they just made the decision like, this vehicle will never roll over. So to go from that to the Mach-E, where again, an electric SUV, people mover, where you can turn everything off. I mean,
and if you had the room, you could huck it. Like you can slide it too. Like we were on a little canyon road, so we weren't fucking around like that. But you could still make it move a little bit.